What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Everyday Essence channel. Today, we are diving into something absolutely insane. I've read about these events. It's hard to wrap your head around the sheer scale. We are counting down the top 10 deadliest, most destructive, most unbelievable natural disasters in all of human history. The numbers you're about to hear will blow your mind. Some of these events changed the world forever. The stories behind them are just crazy. If you enjoy mind-blowing content like this, do me a favor and smash that like button right now. Smash that like button. Seriously, it helps the channel more than you know. It tells YouTube you want more videos like this. If you're new here, stick around. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. We post incredible content all the time. Alright, are you ready for this? Because I'm not sure I am. Events claimed not just thousands, hundreds of thousands, and in some cases millions of lives. It's a sobering look at the immense power of our planet. We've spent weeks researching this to bring you the most accurate, jaw-dropping info possible. So buckle up. We're starting with number 10 and working up to the single deadliest natural disaster ever recorded. Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10, the 1931 China floods. Imagine an area the size of England completely underwater. The rivers didn't just overflow, they exploded. Cities and villages were wiped off the map in an instant. Survivors clung to rooftops and trees for weeks, up to 4 million lives lost in a single event. Coming in at number 9, the 1556 Shaanxi earthquake. Much of the population lived in artificial caves carved directly into soft cliffs. When the earthquake struck, these cliffs collapsed entirely, burying entire communities alive. In the city of Haiyuan, every single building was leveled, and more than half of its residents were killed instantly. 830,000 people from a single earthquake. For number 8, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. A megathrust quake so powerful it caused the entire planet to vibrate. That movement displaced an unimaginable volume of water, generating massive tsunami waves. These waves traveled at over 500 miles per hour. Some waves reached over 100 feet tall. The waves slammed into 14 different countries. Entire towns like Banda Aceh were completely obliterated. 230,000 people killed, millions more left homeless. At number 7, the 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora, the largest volcanic eruption in recorded history, rating a 7 on the Volcanic Explosivity Index. The eruption column shot ash 28 miles into the stratosphere, enough material to cover Texas in 5 inches of dust. The ash formed a global veil that reflected sunlight, triggering the year without a summer in 1816. Catastrophic crop failures worldwide. North America endured summer frosts. Europe suffered food unrest. Over 100,000 deaths from a local eruption with devastating global consequences. For number 6, we return to China, and the river often called China's sorrow, the Yellow River. In 1887, the dikes failed. The river burst its banks near Zhengzhou, unleashing a torrent. Floodwaters covered 50,000 square miles, roughly the size of New York State. The devastation was swift and total. Villages were swept away, millions left homeless with nowhere to go. Conservative estimates put deaths at 900,000, but some believe it could be as high as 2 million. Cracking the top 5, we travel back to the Byzantine Empire, the 526 Antioch earthquake. Antioch was important, wealthy, populous, a major center for commerce, culture, and Christianity. But in late May of 526, a massive earthquake struck the city during Ascension Week when it was packed with pilgrims. Churches, theaters, villas crumbled into dust. A massive fire raged for days. The earthquake plus firestorm devastated the city. An estimated 250,000 to 300,000 people killed. At number 4 is the deadliest tropical cyclone ever recorded, the 1970 Bhola cyclone. On November 12, 1970, this monstrous storm made landfall in the densely populated Ganges River Delta. A wall of water up to 33 feet high slammed into the low-lying islands. There was nowhere to run. Entire islands were completely submerged. The surge swept across the flat landscape, erasing villages in minutes. The storm hit in the middle of the night with no warning system, catching millions by surprise. The island of Tsunami alone lost over 45% of its entire population in a single night. Between 300,000 and 500,000 people killed, the deadliest cyclone in history. For our number 3 spot, a disaster shockingly overlooked in history, the 1839 Coringa cyclone. Coringa was a bustling hub for shipbuilding and trade, but dangerously vulnerable in a bay at the river mouth. The cyclone pushed a gigantic 40-foot wall of water into the bay, acting like a tsunami. The entire town was wiped off the map. 20,000 ships were obliterated, thrown miles inland. 300,000 people killed by the storm surge. Our runner-up for the deadliest disaster is the 1920 Haiyuan earthquake in China. On December 16, 1920, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake ripped through Haiyuan County. The soft, silty hills literally liquefied and began to move. One survivor described it as the mountains walking. The scale of geological changes was breathtaking. Surface ruptures stretched over 125 miles. Rivers were dammed, creating new lakes. 100,000 killed instantly, but the disaster struck in harsh winter. Another 100,000 died from exposure and starvation. Over 270,000 people killed, reshaping the land forever. And here it is. The #1 deadliest natural disaster on our list, and it happened in our lifetime. The 2010 Haiti earthquake. January 12, 2010 at 4:53 p.m., magnitude 7.0 struck 16 miles west of Port-au-Prince. A deadly combination: shallow depth, proximity to a densely populated city, complete lack of building codes. The results were apocalyptic. Buildings pancaked in less than a minute. The presidential palace, national cathedral, hospitals, schools, all collapsed. The infrastructure of government and emergency services were wiped out. The city became a landscape of rubble, trapping hundreds of thousands. For days, survivors clawed at rubble with bare hands. The international response was massive but hampered by destroyed ports and airports. The death toll is horrifying. Killed, an estimated 316,000, injured, 300,000, homeless, over 1.5 million. This single event caused more fatalities than any other disaster except the China floods, and it did so in one concentrated urban area. And there you have it, the top 10 deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. It is absolutely mind-blowing to see the sheer destructive power our planet can unleash. From floods that create inland seas, earthquakes that move mountains, volcanoes that change global climate, these events remind us how fragile our world can be. Behind every number was a human life, a family, and a community shattered forever. It's honestly a lot to take in. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this intense video. We spent a ton of time researching these events, and hope you found it as eye-opening as we did. We want to hear from you now. Go to the comments and let us know which disaster shocked you the most. Was it the sheer numbers from the China floods, the walking mountains of Haiyuan, or the modern apocalypse in Haiti? I read all the comments, so let's talk about it. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We have so much more insane content planned, unbelievable historical events, crazy modern challenges. Every subscription helps us create even bigger and better videos for you guys. Everyday Essence logo appears on screen. Thanks again for watching, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video.